Good morning everyone, and I hope you're all well. Welcome to this video where I'm going to be talking about how to get an approval on a framework for the NHS. Now the NHS is probably one of the best healthcare contracts out there. It's highly paid. I'm going to go through how much you can potentially earn, how to apply, and this is for NHS England, so it'll be recruiting for your local hospitals, for nurses, doctors, clinical staff, and also the administrative side. So as you can see, NHS at the moment in the UK have 17,000 live jobs. They estimate roughly there's about 30,000 NHS nurse vacancies or skill shortage that's available at the moment. So even though they're not advertised, one of them could be multiple positions. So it's about 30,000 just for nurses. So even though this live job doesn't actually do it justice, there's a ton of jobs. NHS contracts are probably the most sort of prevalent in terms of monetary value. Now there has been a price cap that got introduced in September the 1st 2020, because the NHS are trying to reduce their agency spend. So if you do want to recruit for the NHS, this is definitely going to be the video for you. I'm going to show you exactly how to fill in the form, where to get the form, and apply for a framework. So a framework essentially is a PSL for the NHS. All different trusts use different frameworks. Now the good thing is these frameworks are approving small agencies rather than large agencies, because they want to make it more standardized, more cost effective for everybody, and they don't want to use a big company like Reed Hayes or any of those specialist agencies that recruit part-time staff or bank staff, locum GPs, etc., because they tend to dominate the market and they charge really high. So they've worked out that smaller agencies that are still reputable, even one-man bands, so if you're just sole proprietor in your agency, they're more likely to use you. So it's a huge advantage and a good time to get in. They are onboarding more and more people on these frameworks simply because they want everyone to be on it that's recruiting, rather than one selective agency. So there is no exclusivity with the NHS, so forget about it if you're looking for that. It doesn't exist. Now you need to be an approved framework, like I said, PSL. I'll show you how to do it. Now give you an example. If we look at consultants, which is probably the hardest to sort, specialist surgeons, clinical staff around surgery as well, is probably the hardest. So we've got tons of positions here, salary ranges in this. So you're not going to be doing permanent staff with the NHS. You can, but most of the time they're looking for temporary cover, temporary staffing on a long-term basis. So a consultant might want to work for 3 months and just take the rest of the year off because he's 65. He just wants to still keep his finger in the pie, so to speak. So that's going to be quite advantageous to yourself if you're providing that. If you can strike up a relationship with a consultant on a locum basis that wants to work for the NHS, you're in there, and if you can find him a job, I'm going to show you exactly how much you can make from it. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at, this is actually from the NHS, this is their sort of pricing range. So I'm just going to give you some figures here. Foundation year, this is like newly qualified all the way up to sort of doctor level. So these are the bands. I'm guessing that's band 2 to 3. That's your sort of day rate. Now there is a cap introduced now, so you can't actually charge any more than this per day. However, it's still highly lucrative. I mean, I've got nurses out at the moment on a temporary contract, and I barely get this sort of range, when they should be at I would say this sort of level at the moment. So there is a cap introduced. However, a CEO can approve a specialist if they're looking for a specialist, let's say hematology consultant. They know for a fact £100 a day or a charge rate, they're going to have to pay a lot more. So this is your actual sort of profit in this column. These are the sort of foundations and the grade, and this is what we can obviously charge on that. So it's column E. If you read this, I'll put a link to the description for all these documents as well. So we work out how much, if we have, let's say, one consultant out, we're going to look at how much it's going to cost. So if we were base it on a month, and we just say, look, £107, £107 times 25, because 25 working days in a month, you'll be earning about 2,600 off of that per consultant. So it's highly lucrative. In fact, you only need about 5 out at the moment. If you can do that, you're in a good position. So if we just do 2,600 times 12 of course, they're not going to be working 12 days, but you'll be getting £31,000 profit a year, just from one consultant. So it can be incredibly profitable. So I'll leave this document in the link in the description, so you can go and download it and have a little review of that and see exactly how much you're going to be earning. So targeting speciality doctors, this is it. So how do you get on an NHS framework? So let's say West Herts Hospital, you contact them, you don't hear anything back. You try and get on their PSL and they say, look, what framework are you on? So when you email these companies, once you're on a framework, you have approval to recruit for the NHS. Now, what you can do is you can contact, the recruiter, or, the HR manager at West Herts Hospital, and just say, look, we're approved on this framework, and we would like to recruit for the consultant position. We have someone available that's willing to do a sort of bank staff. So you can see that kind of niche, like head and neck, radiology as well. So chances are you finding someone like that is quite difficult, but if you do, like I just showed you, it's going to be highly profitable. And off of that, so you contact all these sort of trusts and you say, look, this is our approved framework, and I'm going to show you in a second how to get approved. And you're going to say, look, we can provide these sort of staffing. We specialize in nurses, doctors. And bear in mind, I had a conversation with someone in the NHS, and they said, actually, on the admin side, there is a massive shortage, actually. So it's not just, clinical staff, doctors and nurses, it's the administration side as well, especially with the backlog, people testing, even people down to, I can't pronounce the name of it, the people that take blood, go around taking blood all day. That's a massive skill shortage. So there's just a ton of positions that you could be recruiting for. So in terms of approving for a framework, getting approved, you have to fill in this form, and there is no other way to do it. And you email your completed form to this web address. There is a guidance form that we can look at now, and we can just literally go through this very quickly off of that, or I can link it, or it'll be in the link, so you can download it there. So have a review of this before you actually apply. It isn't for just anyone that wants to sort of, oh yeah, I want to apply, and I've just started up my business. You have to be able to deliver on it. And yeah, you'll just go through. It's mainly a self-assessment form, so just saying, I agree to this, I agree to that, I do this, I do that, and have a review of it. If you do want to fill it in and submit it, they will get back to you at some stage. It usually takes about 2 weeks to get back, and you obviously want to be sort of, set up in terms of, your agency. You need to look good, you need to have jobs on, sort of thing. It's not unheard of for a new startup to actually get approved on the NHS. Some companies only recruit for the NHS, so you can do that. So I hope this helps, put things into perspective. And, for people, I know a ton of people that are interested in recruiting for the NHS, simply because they want to help out and they want to, deliver staffing into the NHS and give back. And yeah, if you can do a sort of lower rate or good rate for the NHS, they're more likely to use you as well. They're no different from anyone else. They take a good level of service, and what they value a lot more now is the values your agency holds. So it's not necessarily who can do it the cheapest. If you actually care about people and you actually put the work in and you're available at these times and you can help out, that's what they're really valuing at the moment. Before it was who can deliver the best service. Now it's who can deliver the best service at the greatest value and also add some extra value in terms of aligning with the NHS value. So position yourself in the market as the service-based recruitment agency that really goes above and beyond, is the way I would do it. So if you do need more assistance on this, I'm available for consultancy coaching calls. If you do want to get in with the NHS, other service providers, I'll be doing more videos on government contracts, which I've tendered for previously. So that's going to be outside of healthcare and social care. So I hope this video helped. Get in touch with me. My link is in the description for all these documents that I've shown, and also my email address if you want to get in touch. Hope you enjoyed the video, and take care.